Hey everybody, it's Uzi from the Option Selling Institute. In this week's video, we're going to go over some of last week's action in the Discord, and we're going to show you how to make money on a stock that's been going against you, that's due for a turnaround, and using an option strategy that you don't see used too often out there. All right, we're trying to keep these videos a little shorter. Last week, it went a little bit too long, but so let's get right into the action from last week. As you can see, we closed 10 trades for winners last week. I'm sorry, we closed 10 trades for the week. 9 were winners, and we did have one losing trade. We opened 4 new trades for the week. We actually began selling some covered calls on an assignment, and we had new members join the team. Again, that's always nice to see. We always welcome new members into the group, and that's always nice to see when they come in and they're excited to get going. Let's go over some of the results. So we traded. Let's start with the earnings. We traded 5 symbols for earnings. Nvidia was the loser. We did an iron condor on that, and it just didn't move. We needed it to move just a little bit, and of course, Nvidia turned into a slug, and it didn't go anywhere. So we lost on that trade. The others were all 100% return on premium captures. We traded Target, Snow, Lowe's, and TJX. We let them all expire. We saved the commissions, and all 100% baggers. The other trades during the week were that we closed an ALB put we had put on. We were only in that for 9 days, and we took 77% on that one. We closed an Amgen put credit spread in 4 hours. We took 65% on that one. We put on an IBM put credit spread 28 days ago. It had meandered around. It kind of challenged our position for a couple of days, but it wound up getting right back to where we needed it in the sweet spot. We let it expire for 100%. We had Home Depot expire for 100%. And Crocs, which is the trade I'm going to go over in a moment, was just an unbelievable trade. We made 12,700%, and I'll show you how that math works out in case your eyes are starting to bleed, or you don't really understand how can you make that kind of profits. But we'll show you. We still have 2 futures positions open and ready to expire. One is going to expire this week, and I believe one the following week. We have the IBM. That's an error. That IBM put spread is no longer there, but we do have the ABGO 148 put, and we have the NEM put. The new open positions we opened were Google, Riot, Crocs, covered calls, like I mentioned before over here, and a put position on ASTS. All right, let's get right into the trade I'm going to talk about with you guys. And it's the symbol was Crocs. I talked about it in our last video. It had been going against us, and I was mentioning that I can't always talk about winners, right? So we're talking about a stock that had gone against us slightly at first, and then it started to pick up momentum heading down against us. And we had short puts that were later assigned. And I'm going to show you how we handled it and how we are handling it. And this trade we put on, which was just, well, you'll see for yourself. So Crocs had been selling off for, as you can see here, 13 days. It was not stopping. It was just, it had looked like it was going to just keep going down to the next support level, which, not that it was scary, but it was definitely an area that we didn't feel would have been challenged to begin with. But it just kept getting some selling pressure each and every day, and it seemed like it was a fund that just wanted to get out after the most recent earnings report. It was just methodical selling. It wasn't as if it was panic selling. It looked like a 1 or 2 funds wanted to exit or lighten up their position, and it had about 13 plus days of just methodical selling. RSI was way oversold. It was well below the 200 moving average. And as one of my more intelligent traders in the group mentioned, he did some analysis on it too. And he said, Crocs usually respects its 200-day moving average. So not that it's above that now, but it definitely likes to get back and stay above the 200-day moving average. And we're going to see how that all works out in the future. But the trade that we used as far as the strategy is called a risk reversal. And we did this for a credit. And not all risk reversals are done for a credit, but the way we constructed this one was a credit. All right, let's get into the setup. So we had Crocs, as you can see here, and let me get my handy pointer. You know how I love my pointer. So Crocs gap down on this day here. I cut off the chart just to show you. This is the most important part of it. It gapped down, fell pretty hard. And as you can see, all these red days. I don't even count this green candle as a green day, because even though it was green, meaning that it closed higher than it opened, it still was a red, because this trend was heavily red. Um, and even this green bar, yes, it was a green bar, but it was within the context of this down day, this downtrend with no meaningful volume on it. So I consider all these days red days, with the exception of this one. Now, this one was the doji. So when I saw this, my eyes were like, oh my God, this could be the turnaround. The next day proved to be a fake out. This was not that turnaround. But as you can see, this is when we entered the risk reversal, which I'm going to get into the details in a moment. But here's where we entered, and we sat in another 2 days of methodical selling. As you can see, no major high volume capitulation or panic selling, just low volume methodical selling. I'll say it again, methodical selling. And so what we did was we sat it out, because with RSI as oversold as it was, the name Crocs is with a PE of 7 is not going out of business. So it was a matter of, when is it going to find support? When are value traders going to come in? When is this fund going to stop trading the shares that they had to sell? So we sat it out, and the Discord was a bunch of troopers. Everybody was supportive to each other. Everyone was feeling the heat from this type of a sell-off, as you can imagine. But no one complained, and no one was. It wasn't too much to handle for anyone, because we kept reassuring and going over the technical analysis, the fact that the company is a real company. It's not going out of business. They had some negative news on their one of their divisions of their shoes. I forget the name of it now. All of a sudden, the name of it escapes me. But it's a short-term blurb on the map. So anyway, let's get moving. So we had this bullish engulfing day here. We had already entered, and this bullish engulfing day, I'll show you on the next chart, was when I said to the members, I'm seeing a cup reverse, not a reverse cup, a head and shoulders bottom or a cup and handle. And I said, once this thing gets going, when they come for this, it could move. And look what it did. 4 days up, and we blasted out of our trade, our risk reversal right here. We still have our covered calls on, and a lot of traders are already at about break even, or with this upcoming week, if it keeps moving higher, they'll be at break even and be able to sell for profits. Or maybe have to roll those covered calls now, because the covered calls might get challenged. Okay, but let's go into the setup that I saw too on the 60-minute chart, which was when I posted this to the members. I said, look at this beautiful cup and handle, and this was on the hourly chart, 60-minute chart. And I said, if this thing breaks over this red resistance line, it's going to go. And you could see what it did. It showed pure technical analysis movement here. This cup and handle was a beauty, and then once it broke that resistance line, it came back and tested it once with one candle. It was 1 hour candle, and then it was off to the races. And this is where we exited. Now, the setup on a risk reversal goes like this. So, and I'm bringing your eyes. Let me just change my color of my pointer so you can see it, because blue won't really show up as well. So a risk reversal is when the stock's going down. Okay, so you want to finance a long position. The long position was a 104, 107 call debit spread. Okay, but that would have costed us maybe $1, $2, right? But to finance the cost of that call debit spread, we sold 96 puts. Now you could sell them, if you're not in a margin account, you could sell the 96 cash secured put, or if you're on margin, you just sell a naked 96 put. That financed these 104, 107, $3 wide call debit spreads. And to do this trade, we got a dollar. We got $1 credit. So imagine putting on a trade where you get paid to put on the trade. So that's what we did. And then when the stock moved sufficiently over the 104 or 106 level, we sold these. Max profit would have been $3 or $300, but we had another week to go and we didn't want to sit in a pullback, and we were locking in over almost 50% of that profit by selling at $1.25, which is $127. So if you do the math, $1, which is what we already got for the credit. So we got $1, and you multiply that by 12,700%, and that is how much we actually made per contract, because we sold the contracts for $1.27, as you can see here, which is $127, right? And we got the dollar penny or the dollar when we put that position on. So you can see we sold. Oh, this is, pardon me, this is an error. It's a 95 put. So 95 put we sell. It finances this trade, and then we sell when we blow out of the call debit spread. We get $1.27. So again, if you did one contract, it was huge profits. If you did 10 of these, I mean, this was just bank. This was a huge trade. All right, guys, here's another member review I want to share with you. So this member says he's been with me since the beginning, and he has. He's in almost all the trades, which I love when traders are actually able to do that. He says there are tons of great option ideas. Tons of great option trades and all varieties, mostly selling, but some buying, spreads, iron condors, etc., many varieties, and that they're all filtered and researched carefully before I alert them. And it's true. I don't just, I just don't spew out trade alerts all week and hope that they, worked out. They're all highly scrutinized and filtered before they go out to the members. As he says here, they're not spammed just for no reason. And we have a very high win rate, nearly 100%. And he's right. He highly recommends joining. And John is a great trader, always involved in all the trades. Love having him, and love having all of our members. But it's nice when, every time you post a trade alert and you see the same names getting into all the trades with you, because, it's nice to see that the traders can take part in all the profits. We're doing very well. So if these are the type of trades, if you'd like to be exposed to some new type of trades that you may not see too often out there, we don't just sell puts and calls and covered calls. We do it all. Depends on what the setup is, and it has to be a high probability trade. So that's what I spend my time doing each day. I scan with my two eyes and come up with some trades that we've been doing real good on. We've been closing an average of about 10 a week with almost all profitable trades. We've had just 2 losers in the last month, let's call it. And they were both on big name stocks. I think one was Google, and we just had this one on the video. So go figure, right? All you need is a decent move in these stocks sometimes, and you don't get it when you need it. But that's trading. But if you guys want to check us out, you can. There's the WAP. Here's the WAP address for you. This is how you can sign up for the free trial and get exposed to the group. You can reach out to me on Twitter if you want to reach out to me there. That's my Twitter handle there. And yeah, guys, that's it. With that, this is Uzi signing out. Have a great weekend with what's left of it. And if I don't speak to you beforehand, which I probably won't, have a great Thanksgiving. And if you got anything out of this video, please leave a like, a comment, and give me a follow so I can help grow the channel a little bit. And we'll see you during the week. Thanks for watching, everybody.